A hitman's payment was 12 hours late. That was enough for him to drive straight into Dimitri's compound. The assassination had been completed exactly as ordered, but Dimitri still owed the hitman $300,000. The hitman sat across from Dimitri and gave him 1 minute to transfer the money. 1 minute. If the money did not arrive, Dimitri's life would become his compensation. But Dimitri showed no fear. Instead, Dimitri offered the hitman a new mission in Korea. This time, the reward would be 10 times larger. Dimitri called the hitman Wang Wei, but the hitman corrected him. His real name was Ja-kyung. Meanwhile, in Korea, Kang Ilhyun arrived at a villa after his half-brother, Seok-ju, caused a bloody fight. Several people had been injured, and the son of a council member had been stabbed. Ilhyun found Seok-ju covered in blood, but instead of helping his brother, Ilhyun pressed down on Seok-ju's wound and forced him to speak respectfully. Ilhyun then ordered his men to clean the villa and erase every trace of what had happened. When Ilhyun's male secretary objected, Ilhyun threatened him until the secretary backed down and apologized. Soon after, Ilhyun received a file about an important guest arriving from Hong Kong the following day. The guest's name was Zhang Yian. Zhang Yian was the grandson of a powerful criminal leader. Ilhyun had been assigned to protect Zhang Yian during his stay in Korea. But the real Zhang Yian was not coming. The mysterious client had prepared a complete false identity for Ja-kyung. The false identity would allow Ja-kyung to enter Korea as Zhang Yian and approach Ilhyun without raising suspicion. His mission was simple: kill Kang Ilhyun. Then, steal a storage device hidden inside Ilhyun's private safe. If Ja-kyung could not find the device, he had to keep Ilhyun alive until Ilhyun revealed where it was hidden. The reward was $5 million. But Ilhyun was no ordinary target. Many assassins had tried to kill him before. None of them had succeeded. The mysterious client was just as suspicious. The client had enough power to replace the identity of a criminal leader's grandson and send Ja-kyung in his place. Because of that, Ja-kyung's partner suspected that the client might be someone from inside the Kang family. But Ja-kyung did not care who wanted Ilhyun dead. He only cared about completing the mission. Ja-kyung began practicing his new identity. He had to appear weak, polite, and harmless. Nothing like a professional killer. Ja-kyung's partner also warned him never to expose his body in front of anyone. The scars covering Ja-kyung's body would expose him as an imposter. But Ja-kyung remained calm. He picked up a photograph of Kang Ilhyun and studied his face. Ja-kyung only wanted to know what Ilhyun would look like when he died. The next morning, Kang Ilhyun woke from another dream about sharks. He then began preparing to meet the guest arriving from Hong Kong. Ilhyun's secretary told him that his mother wanted him to apologize to Seok-ju, but Ilhyun refused. He believed she always favored her biological son. Soon after, Ilhyun learned that Zhang Yian was 21 years old. He ordered his secretary to prepare a bouquet of flowers for the welcome. At the airport, Ja-kyung appeared disguised as a shy and harmless young man. He wore glasses, carried a backpack, and looked nothing like a professional hitman. Ilhyun approached him, offered him the flowers, and introduced himself. Then he asked whether he was Zhang Yian. Ja-kyung pretended to be flustered and reached out for a handshake, but Ilhyun gripped his hand tightly and did not release it. Ilhyun's hand was cold, and his grip was much stronger than Ja-kyung expected. Even worse, Ilhyun ran his fingers across the rough skin on Ja-kyung's palm. It felt as though he were checking for something. Ja-kyung nearly lost his composure, but he continued pretending to be frightened until Ilhyun finally released his hand. Ilhyun apologized and claimed that he had become too excited while welcoming him. Inside the car, Ilhyun began asking about Zhang Yian's visit to Korea. Ja-kyung replied that it was his first time there, but when Ilhyun praised his Korean, Ja-kyung nearly said it was because he was Korean. He caught himself at the last moment and simply thanked Ilhyun for the compliment. Ilhyun then revealed that they had met before in Tokyo. Zhang Yian had only been 4 or 5 years old at the time. Ilhyun even admitted that he had hit him. Chang Yian cried, and Ilhyun was scolded by Chang Yian's father. That information had never appeared in the file Ja-kyung received, so Ja-kyung claimed that he could not remember the meeting. It was a believable excuse for someone who had been so young, but Ilhyun suddenly changed the car's route. He said there was something he needed to finish before they returned home. They arrived at an abandoned factory in a remote area. Ilhyun told Ja-kyung to wait inside the car. Then he entered the factory with his men. Through the window, Ja-kyung saw a man kneeling on the ground with his hands restrained. Several men surrounded him. The prisoner begged for mercy and admitted that he had made a mistake. But Ilhyun drew his gun and fired without hesitation. His movement was steady, and his shot was aimed directly at the man's heart. Ja-kyung immediately realized that Ilhyun was experienced with firearms. Ilhyun returned to the car and apologized for the delay. He behaved as though nothing had happened. Ja-kyung continued staring at him, so Ilhyun asked why he was looking at him. Ja-kyung noticed a small drop of blood on Ilhyun's face. He realized that the wrong reaction could expose his identity. He had to behave like the shy Chang Yian, not like a professional killer who had witnessed far worse. Ja-kyung leaned closer. He pulled out a handkerchief and gently wiped the blood from Ilhyun's face. Then he smiled. "Now you are clean." But Ilhyun continued watching him in silence. Ilhyun's men placed the body inside a barrel and loaded it onto a truck. Watching from the car, Ja-kyung guessed it would disappear somewhere no one could find it. The sight reminded Ja-kyung of his own past. Unlike that man, Ja-kyung had once been discarded while he was still alive. Ilhyun leaned closer and asked if something was wrong. Ja-kyung denied it. Then Ilhyun looked at the bouquet and told him that the red roses suited him. A short time later, they arrived at Ilhyun's home. The house was enormous. Ja-kyung immediately began observing the entrances, guards, and security cameras, wondering where the storage device might be hidden. The housekeeper welcomed them. Ilhyun then ordered his assistant, Tae-soo, to escort Chang Yian to his room. As they walked through the house, Ja-kyung memorized the layout. He noticed cameras around the entrances and hallways. Inside the elevator, he also saw a button leading to the basement. Tae-soo told him that the basement was Ilhyun's private area, but gave no further explanation. Ja-kyung quickly pretended that he had only asked out of curiosity. When Ja-kyung entered his room, he discovered cameras watching both the living room and the bedroom. The bathroom was the only place without surveillance. Ja-kyung realized that searching for the storage device would not be easy. When Ja-kyung reached the bedroom, he found Ilhyun already waiting for him. Ja-kyung hid his unease and asked why there were cameras everywhere, while continuing to act like the shy Chang Yian. Ilhyun explained that if Chang Yian died inside his house, he would be held responsible. The cameras would provide evidence of what had happened. He also said the bedroom camera could be turned off if it made Chang Yian uncomfortable. Then he explained how to call for help during an emergency. Ja-kyung asked whether Ilhyun truly expected someone to attack the house. Ilhyun confirmed that he was serious. Someone could shoot through the window, break into the room, or attack Chang Yian while he slept. 2 employees had already been killed inside the house several years earlier. Before leaving, Ilhyun asked about Chang Yian's field of study. Ja-kyung answered that he studied fine arts and specialized in sculpture. Ilhyun then told him that Seokju would arrive the following day. Seokju was close to Chang Yian's age. Although Seokju had a difficult personality, Ilhyun suggested that Chang Yian try to befriend him. He might be useful during Chang Yian's stay. Ilhyun smiled. "Welcome to my home, Chang Yian." After Ilhyun left, Ja-kyung entered the bathroom, the only place without security cameras. He removed one arm of his glasses, revealing the hidden camera inside, and reviewed everything he had recorded since meeting Ilhyun. When Ja-kyung found a clear image of Ilhyun's palm, he sent it to Wang Han and asked him to create a copy of the fingerprint. Wang Han said it could take a week and warned Ja-kyung not to underestimate Ilhyun. Ja-kyung admitted that pretending to be the shy Chang Yian around Ilhyun was exhausting. He also wondered whether Ilhyun's question about sculpture had been simple curiosity, or a sign that he was becoming suspicious. Ja-kyung had only 20 days left. On that day, Ilhyun would be promoted from executive director to managing director. The client wanted Ilhyun killed during the promotion ceremony. Until then, Ja-kyung decided to avoid Ilhyun as much as possible. Elsewhere, several company directors gathered to discuss who should succeed the head of the family. Although they acknowledged Ilhyun's abilities, they preferred his older brother. The older brother's maternal family held strong political and business influence, while the scandal surrounding Ilhyun's mother had weakened Ilhyun's position within the family. During their dinner meeting, Ilhyun arrived with Tae-soo. He apologized for being late, asked everyone to sit, and said he had invited them only for a meal. But Ilhyun's men began distributing documents containing official approval to relocate the vault. The directors objected. The decision required approval from the chairman and the board of directors. Director Yoon's signature was also missing because he was absent. Ilhyun smiled. Then he pulled Director Yoon's severed thumb from a cup. He asked Tae-soo to prepare the ink, dipped the thumb into it, and stamped Director Yoon's fingerprint onto the document in front of everyone. Director Kim became furious and threatened to report Ilhyun to the chairman. But Ilhyun revealed that Director Yoon had been funding people involved in organ trafficking. He also revealed that the casino project Director Yoon had been pushing in Namhae was funded by profits from that trade. Ilhyun explained that he might overlook some of their illegal activities, but he would never tolerate organ trafficking. He placed the severed thumb in front of Director Kim. Then he asked whether his father, the chairman, would feel any pain if Ilhyun cut off one of Director Kim's fingers as well. The entire room fell silent. Ilhyun calmly finished his drink. Then he said, "Let's get this over with quickly. I still have to protect someone." Inside Ilhyun's house, Ja-kyung continued searching for the storage device and decided to test the surveillance system himself. He broke a vase and cut his fingers on the shattered pieces. Before Ja-kyung could ask for help, a staff member appeared and offered to bring a first aid kit. That confirmed it. The cameras were not merely recording him. Someone was watching them live. While the staff cleaned the room, Ja-kyung began inspecting the hallways and doors, trying to understand the house's layout and security system. But most of the doors were protected by electronic locks, severely limiting where he could go. While exploring, he met the housekeeper. She told him that a famous architect had built the house, but Ilhyun had helped design it and select its details. She also mentioned that Ilhyun sometimes stood near the window to admire the view. The housekeeper then told Ja-kyung that Seok-ju would arrive the following morning to accompany him. Ja-kyung had already gathered information about Seok-ju. He was Ilhyun's half-brother, close to Chang Yan's age, and known for his reckless behavior and constant trouble. That made Ja-kyung wonder whether Seok-ju could be the mysterious client who wanted Ilhyun dead. Ja-kyung then asked the housekeeper about the basement. She said she had never been inside and suggested that he ask Ilhyun himself. But Ja-kyung knew such a question could make Ilhyun suspicious. He also noticed that the staff avoided answering anything sensitive. Despite the difficulty of his mission, Ja-kyung liked the house's peaceful atmosphere and beautiful view. The only problem was its owner. As Ja-kyung imagined completing the mission and returning to the sea, Ilhyun suddenly appeared behind him without Ja-kyung noticing. Startled, Ja-kyung cursed fluently in Korean. He quickly covered his mistake by claiming that he knew those words because his mother was Korean. But what truly disturbed him was that Ilhyun had approached without Ja-kyung sensing him. Ilhyun noticed the bandages around Ja-kyung's fingers. He took Ja-kyung's hand and examined the cuts. Ilhyun then revealed that the broken vase had been one of his favorite pieces, though he would not demand compensation. Ja-kyung assumed it could not be worth more than 10 million won and offered to replace it. But Ilhyun told him that the vase was worth 700 million won. Realizing he could never repay that amount, Ja-kyung apologized. He then thought that when the time came to kill Ilhyun, he would at least avoid causing him pain or damaging his handsome face. Ilhyun said he had only stopped by to see Ja-kyung's face. He also promised that they would eat together next time. The following morning, Ja-kyung woke to loud music that Seok-ju had turned on inside his room. Seok-ju told him to shower and get ready quickly because Il-hyun had ordered him to take Ja-kyung to an art exhibition. Before they left, Seok-ju asked Ja-kyung to drop the formalities since they were the same age. Ja-kyung immediately noticed how much Seok-ju resembled Il-hyun. He also noticed Seok-ju repeatedly sniffing, which Ja-kyung recognized as a common sign among habitual drug users. Only 2 hours after leaving for work, Il-hyun returned home, saying he had forgotten something in his office. He asked Ja-kyung whether he had slept well. Then he ordered Seok-ju to take good care of Ja-kyung, describing him as his precious guest. Seok-ju looked annoyed but agreed without arguing. At the exhibition, Seok-ju mocked one of the paintings and claimed that a 7-year-old child could create something better. He then asked a female employee what her price was, making it clear that he was not talking about the painting. Before Seok-ju could continue, someone called the employee away. Seok-ju explained that the woman was backed by his older brother, Kang Tae-han. Tae-han's influence was the reason she had become the deputy director of the gallery at such a young age. Soon afterwards, Seok-ju received a call from one of his friends. The friend said they had something special. Seok-ju decided to meet them and asked Ja-kyung to come along. To buy his silence, Seok-ju handed him his watch. He claimed it was worth more than 10 million won and asked Ja-kyung not to tell Il-hyun what they were doing. But Ja-kyung immediately realized that the watch was worth far more than Seok-ju claimed, so he agreed without hesitation. That night, they arrived at a secluded building hidden from view. Ja-kyung noticed no surveillance cameras nearby, and only 2 men were guarding the entrance. Seok-ju said it was their new hideout, and that he believed Il-hyun knew nothing about it. Inside, Ja-kyung found a loud party filled with young heirs from wealthy families. Some of them mocked his glasses. One girl even tried to remove them, but Seok-ju warned her not to mess with Zhang Yian because Zhang Yan's grandfather was a terrifying man. Soon, Choi Gi-tae appeared. He was the person everyone had been waiting for, but Ja-kyung paid little attention to what Gi-tae had brought. Instead, he noticed a tattoo on Gi-tae's arm. It depicted a 4-horned dokebi. The symbol felt strangely familiar. Ja-kyung knew he had seen it before. He simply could not remember where. Ja-kyung kept staring at the 4-horned dokebi tattoo on Choi Gi-tae's arm, trying to remember where he had seen it before. But one of the girls interrupted his thoughts and started kissing him. Ja-kyung pulled away, claiming he had a lung condition and needed some air. He left the party and tried to light a cigarette, only to realize he had grabbed something else instead of his lighter. While looking for someone to give him a light, a young boy carrying a backpack bumped into him. Ja-kyung noticed the package the boy was hiding and realized that he was working as a drug courier. He was just a child, being used, then discarded just as easily. Exactly like Ja-kyung had been 15 years earlier. When Ja-kyung was 10, he was forced to deliver drugs every morning without any right to refuse. His parents sold drugs, and they never told him that using a child to transport them was wrong. So Ja-kyung believed that every family lived the same way. One day, he saw a neatly dressed boy return to his parents and tell them that he had won a race at school. They welcomed him warmly and praised him. That was when Ja-kyung realized that clean clothes, loving parents, and affectionate smiles were normal parts of life for children his age. He wanted an ordinary life like that boy's. Ja-kyung wondered whether going to school might make his family more like theirs. But when he asked to go to school, his father beat him and called him a lazy, useless child. He ordered Ja-kyung to deliver the drugs and threatened to kill him if they were stolen or if he returned empty-handed. It left Ja-kyung with nothing but despair. During one delivery, Ja-kyung reached the address but found no money at the agreed location. A man came out of the house and invited him inside, claiming that he would give him the payment. But the man tried to assault him. Ja-kyung managed to escape, though he had to return without the money. When he returned home, his mother beat and cursed him, demanding the missing money. She then told him that her life would have been easier if she had killed him before he was born. A guard snapped Ja-kyung out of his memories by pressing a knife to his back and asking why he was following the boy. Ja-kyung calmly replied that he was worried after seeing such a young child wandering around alone. Surprised by Ja-kyung's composure despite the knife, the guard asked whether he wanted to die. But before he could act, Choi Gi-tae appeared and knocked him down with a single strike. Gi-tae scolded the guard for attacking Ja-kyung without knowing who he was. He warned the guard that hurting Ja-kyung could get them all killed. When Ja-kyung saw Gi-tae's tattoo up close, he finally remembered why it looked so familiar. It was identical to the tattoo worn by the man his mother had been involved with 15 years ago. But Ja-kyung could not understand why Choi Gi-tae had the same tattoo. Gi-tae led him to his car and asked whether he was all right. He said that arriving at the right moment had prevented a disaster. But just before Ja-kyung leaned back against the seat, Gi-tae stopped him and apologized. He had sex in the car earlier that day.
Gi-tae's sudden advance gave Lee Ja-kyung an unexpected problem. He had entered Kang Ilhyun's home as Zhang Yian to kill him and retrieve a USB from his private safe. But now, Gi-tae was getting far too close. What did he really want from Ja-kyung? And how long could Ja-kyung keep his cover intact under Ilhyun's roof? Would the assassin complete his mission first, or become the one being hunted? Find out in Part 2.